So let's talk about the beverages and stuff. So you've got a beverage, right? You want to hold it in your left hand. Why? Right hand for shaking hands, for reaching into your business cards, which you have in your pocket on this side. Excellent. So let's say you've got something to eat. You take the plate, you stack the beverage on top, and you still leave your hand free, right? You'll learn the art of stacking the beverage. Now, many times, if you're really hungry, you ought to get something to eat just before you start socially navigating, because this can be a little bit of a problem, right? But if you want to do it, you just stack it, and you always want to have this hand free. And one of the things you really want to do, and this is like so important because it can be unbelievably embarrassing, is you always have a napkin. And every time you take a bite of something in these social venue, you go to your mouth. Because the one time you don't, there's some god-awful glop of something hanging off. Okay? So every time you take a bite of something, go with a napkin. All right? Another thing, too, is on drinking. These things aren't cocktail parties. They're not, parties. It's business social networking. And what you want to do is realize the impact of alcohol on anxiety. If you're a little tired, it's the end of the day, you got the anxiety things going. One drink, rock and rollers, one drink has the effect of 3. Okay? So you've had your drink, which has the impact on your brain of 3 because of the anxiety. What's the first part of your brain the alcohol works on? The prefrontal cortex. What lives in the prefrontal cortex? Control and restraint. So here you are, and you also get a little bit of, ebullience. You're full of life. You feel energetic. So you've got no real judgment or self-control, and now you're full of energy. Outstanding. Let's go talk to the boss. Okay? So what you want to do is, if you got to have a drink, sip it slowly. What I do is I have a Diet Cola. God knows what's in it. Bubble water, tonic water with a little bit of squeeze or something, a little citrus chunk floating in it, Stu Voss, Professor Stu Voss out here, total professional, now with Alberto Culver, worked at one time with Jim Beam. Bourbon. Oceans of bourbon. Oceans of bourbon, swimming in bourbon with bourbon. And what was the advice they told you when you have to be drinking? You're at the NASCAR events, you're going to the cocktail parties. How does Jim Beam tell its executives to deport themselves?
Say, always have a drink in your hand, never be drunk.
How about that? Would you say that one more time? Because that sounds like poetry to me.
Always have a drink in your hand, never be drunk.
Great damn advice. All right. So if you're like me, and if I've got a drink in my hand, I'm going to get drunk. Diet Cola in a little floating glass. Excellent advice, Stu. Thanks for being here on that.